Welcome to chapter 6 of the book of First Chronicles, continuing with these names. The past few chapters we went through the names of the firstborn, Reuben. Then we went through the one with the kings with Judah. In this one we're going through the Levitical line of the priesthood. Pretty much all names here. But, yeah, like we mentioned the names. If it was my name, I'd sure like somebody to mention it. The sons of Levi, Gershon, Kaath, and Merari. Levi was the son of Israel, Jacob. And these later became the priesthood at the time of Moses when they left when they left Egypt. And the sons of Kohath, Amram and Issachar, Hebron and Oziel. And the sons of Amram, Aaron and Moses and Miriam. Well, there's a big difference here between the sons of Levi, where after Abraham, and Moses didn't come around for 400 years later. So there's no way that this Amram is his actual father. He's in the line, so whether it's right away, and he's the sons of Amram would be great-great-great-grandchildren and so forth, or that this Amram came right before Aaron and Moses, and he was a long ways away from the Kohath. And the sons of Aaron, that would be Moses' brother, Nadav and Aviud, Eleazar and Ithamar. And Eleazar engendered Phinehas, and Phinehas engendered Abisua. Now, these names are in the book of Exodus and Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. And Abisua engendered Buki. Buki engendered Ozi. Ozi engendered Tharea. Zarea engendered Marioth. And Marioth engendered Amariah, and Amariah engendered Ahitub, and Ahitub engendered Sadok. Sadok engendered Ahimaaz, and Ahimaaz engendered Azarian, and Azarias engendered Ionan, and Ionan engendered Azarian. He is Azariah, the officiating priest in the house which Solomon built in Jerusalem. So now we got a time zone. So all those names there were from Moses to Solomon. And Azariah engendered Amariah, Amarian, and Amarias. And I'll see here we got the names that are declined by the, they have the nominative with the eos and the accusative, which is the object of a sentence. Azariah engendered Amariah. If it was in the nominative, it would be the right here, Amarias engendered. But so I hope I'm explaining this well, because some names their spelling depends on where it is grammatically in a sentence. Not every name, just some names. Jesus being one. And Ahitub engendered Sadok. We'll move around a little bit here. And Sadok engendered Salum. And Salum engendered Helkion. And Helkias, there's another one that changes. Helkion engendered Azarian. And Azarias engendered Sarayan. And Sarayas engendered Eosedek. So when it's a subject of the sentence, this person engendered, then it would be generally it's ends with an as. And when he's engendered, the object of being engendered, then it's on. And Eosedek went in the carrying into captivity by the Lord of Judah and Jerusalem by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar into Babylon. So now we have another time frame here that we can see that this was hundreds of years after Solomon. But they kept their genealogy. Now, I don't know how anybody could prove that they were the genealogy of Judah if they came today and they claim to be the Messiah. It says he needs to be born in Bethlehem, so he would, if a person was born in Bethlehem, I don't know how he even could prove that he was born in the line of Judah, then he has to be born of a virgin. Well, good luck on that. So a lot of hurdles for that man of sin to jump through, and how he does it, he will. Now, I don't know how he does it, but he will. The sons of Levi, Gershon, Ka'ath, and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon, Loveni and Semei. And the sons of Ka'ath, Amram and Isar, Hebron and Oziel. And the sons of Merari, Muli and Mushi. These are kin of the Levi according to their families. To Gershon, Loveni, his son Eath, his son Zemah, his son Eoah, his son Ado, his son Zerah, his son Eathri, his son. The sons of Ka'ath, Aminadav, his son Korah, his son Asir, his son Elkanah, his son Avisaph, his son Asir, his son Thaath, his son Uriel, his son Ozias, his son Saul, his son, and the sons of Elkanah, Amasa, and Ahimoth. Elkanah, his son, Sophi, his son, and Naath, his son, Eliab, his son, Eoram, his son, Elkanah, his son, Samuel, his son, and sons of Samuel, his firstborn, Yoel, and the second, Aviah. Now, I'm not sure if this is which Samuel this is, but the son, it could be the prophet Samuel. I didn't check, but the sons of Merari, Muli, Loveni, his son, Semei, his son, Ozias, his son, Sama'ah, his son, Agiah, his son, Asaiah, his son. And these are whom David ordained over the hands of the one singing in the house of the Lord. So that could have been Samuel, the prophet. And so now we go into the one singing in the house of the Lord during the resting of the ark. Now, this would be the temple, I would suppose, because I'm not the temple, the tabernacle still. And they were officiating before the protection of the tent of the testimony, there we are, with Othi, an ode, until the building by Solomon the house of the Lord in Jerusalem. And they stood according to their ordinance for their liturgias. Liturgy comes from that word, a derivative, their ministrations. They call them ministers. And these are the ones standing and their sons. From the sons of Ka'ath, Heman, the psalm singer. He did write, I think one or two, I think Psalm 88. He was, I believe, it mentioned somewhere that he was a grandson of Samuel, I believe. And the son of Joel, son of Samuel, and it has Shemuel, but it's Samuel, so there we are. Son of Elkanah, son of Iram, son of Eliel, son of Thou, son Zuph, son of Elkanah, son of Maath, son of Amasai, son of Elkanah, son of Yoel, son of Azariah, son of Saphaniah, son of Thaath, son of Asur, son of Aviasaph, son of Korah, son of Isar, son of Kaath, son of Levi, son of Israel. And now went backwards. And his brother Asaph, now that's another person that wrote some of the Psalms, Asaph, many of them. He was standing at his right. Asaph, son of Barachiah, son of Samaah, son of Michael, son of Vasiah, son of Melchiah, son Ethani, son of Zare, son Adhiah, son Ethan, son of Zemah, son of Semai, son of Iath, son of Gershon, son of Levi. And the sons of Merari, their Adelphi brothers, at the left sides, where they were going there and doing this ministration. Athan, son of Kusi, son of Avdi, son of Malhoth, son of Asaviah, son of Amasiah, son of Helkiah, son of Masi, son of Vani, son of Semir, son of Muli, son of Musi, son of Merari, son of Levi. And their brothers, the Levites, were being appointed for all ministrations of servitude of the tent of the house of God. And Aaron and his sons were for burning incense upon the altar of the whole burnt offerings and upon the altar of the incense, for every work of the Holy of Holies and to atone for Israel. Now, not everybody was in the line of Aaron. Levites could have been from those three, Merari and Gershon, could have been from any one of those, but the line of Aaron became the priests. The Levites were sort of like semi-priests to deal with the people every day all over Israel, where the sons of Aaron were in the temple area, or the tent area where we are right now. They are to do the work, every work, ergasian, ergonomics works, agia of the agion, of the Holy of the Holies, and to atone for Israel, which they slew the animals for the atonement, according to all as much as Moses, the servant of God, gave charge. And these are the sons of Aaron: Eleazar his son, Phinehas his son, Abishua his son, Vuki his son, Ozi his son, Zariah his son, Maraioth his son, Amariah his son, Ahitob his son, Sadok his son, Ahimaas his son, and these are their dwelling places and their properties, and in their borders, to the sons of Aaron, to the kin of Kohath, for the lots to them were, and they gave to them Hebron in the land of Judah, which is in the West Bank today, and her townships round about her. But the field of the city and her properties they gave to Caleb, son of Yefunni. And to the sons of Aaron they gave the cities of places of refuge. A person could be a manslayer by accident and flees to the place of refuge, and he can stay there without worrying about the next of kin coming and killing him because of his anger. He could stay there, and he could leave if the high priest died. But otherwise, he's safe. Now, sometimes they had if they had a trial and he was found guilty, then they would put him to death, even if he was there. So these are the places: Hebron and Lobnah and her outskirts, and Iathir and Esthamo and her outskirts, and Helon and her outskirts, and Davir and her outskirts, and Asan and her outskirts, and Vith Samis and her outskirts. And from the tribe of Benjamin, so now these different tribes had different areas for the Levites. This is what it's talking about here. The Levites had these areas. They didn't own any large tract of land like all the other tribes did, but they did have places, cities to stay in, and so forth. And this is what it's talking about here. And Gaveah and her outskirts, and Alamoth and her outskirts, and Anathoth and her outskirts. All their cities, 15 cities with their kin for the Levites, and to the sons of Kohath remaining from the kin of the tribe, from the half-tribe of Manasseh, it's over in Gilead, by lot 10 cities, and to the sons of Gershon according to their kin from the tribe of Issachar, and from the tribe of Asir, and from the tribe of Naphtali, and from the tribe of Manasseh, in Bashan, 13 cities in Gilead, over on the east side of the Jordan. And to the sons of Merari, according to their kin, from the tribes of Reuben, and from the tribe of Gad, and from the tribe of Zebulun, by lot, 10 and 12 cities, 10 and 2 cities. You have decade, 10 years, and duo, 2 people, duo. And the sons of Israel gave to the Levites the cities, polis, metropolis, polis, and their outskirts. And they gave them by kliro, a lot. We have a cleric, a person that is chosen by lot. And from, at least they originally were. And from the Philis, phylum comes from that, the tribe of the sons of Judah, and from the Philis of the sons of Simeon, and from the tribe of the sons of Benjamin, these cities which they call them by name. And to the ones from the peoples of the sons of Kohath came to pass the cities of their borders from the tribe of Ephraim. And they gave to them the cities of the place of refuge, Shechem and her outskirts in Mount Ephraim, and Gazer and her outskirts, and Eachman and her outskirts, and Vethoron and her outskirts, and Alon and her outskirts, and Gethramon and her outskirts, and from the half tribe of Manasseh, Anir and her outskirts, and Evlam and her outskirts, to the kin of the sons of Kohath remaining. To the sons of Gershon were given out from the kin of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Golan, that's up north, the Golan Heights, where Israel took from Syria, from out of Bashan, and her outskirts, and Ashtaroth and her outskirts, and from the tribe of Issachar, Kadesh and her outskirts, and Deviroth and her outskirts, and Ramoth and her outskirts, and Enam and her outskirts, and from the tribe of Asir, Mashal and her outskirts, and Abdon and her outskirts, and Ukok and her outskirts, and Roob and her outskirts, and from the tribe of Naphtali, Cadiz in the Galilee up north, and her outskirts, and Hamon and her outskirts, and Kiriathaim and her outskirts. And to the sons of Merari remaining were given from out of the tribe of Zabulon, Rimmon and her outskirts, and Thavor and her outskirts, and of the other side of the Jordan by Jericho, according to the east of the Jordan, were given from the tribe of Reuven, Vosor in the wilderness and her outskirts, and Easah and her outskirts, and Kadimoth and her outskirts, and Mephaath and her outskirts, and from the tribe of Gad, Ramoth and Gilead, the eastern side of the Jordan again, and her outskirts, and Manaim and her outskirts, and Esivon and her outskirts, and Eazir and her outskirts. Those were all from Levi. I wonder if anybody's still listening to the end of chapter 6. There's a lot of names going through it all. But it's one thing good about it is you learn a little bit about pronouncing the Greek language with true Greek, as I call it. The way I pronounce the Greek is the way it would be pronounced in Greece. And it's always been pronounced that way, except for maybe dialects. So you could go to Greece and with understanding way I'm pronouncing, if you pronounce it close to that, they'll understand. The other pronunciation is called Erasmian pronunciation, and that was invented by Desiderius Erasmus in the early 1500s, and he invented his own way of pronouncing Greek because he didn't know what it was and came up with his own ideas, and there was no Greek to teach him. But then after he found out, he writes that if you really want to know how to pronounce Greek, ask a Greek and they'll teach you, which he didn't do. He came up with his own pronunciation, wrote it in a book. It was printed in the millions because how many there were, but this was at the beginning of print. So this pronunciation took place or took hold in all the universities and schools in Europe from then on down today. And if you go to the seminaries or Bible schools and so forth, they generally teach Erasmian pronunciation. But if you go to Greece and you pronounce it with the Erasmian pronunciation, they'll laugh at you because that's not the way you do it. So I teach the true Greek, and going through these names, you can kind of pick up how to pronounce it. So that's one good positive. Chapter 7, hope you continue. We're going to go now into the genealogy of another tribe, Issachar. So until the next time, hope you join us, and again, God bless.